Okay, let's hear now from our winning race team. Today's 9th annual Fred's 250 powered by Coca-Cola NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race. And our race winner is Timothy Peters. He drives the number 17 Red Horse Racing Toyota. He's joined by his crew chief, Marcus Richmond II, and team owner Tom DeLoach. This is Timothy's 8th win, and this is his first win at Talladega. And his first win of 2014. And congratulations on an outstanding victory out there today, Timothy. Certainly, we've got the competition in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series tightened up today as a result of some things that happened out there. But let's talk about your win out there today and how you managed to come out on top on that last green white or on that green white checker.
We started off the day not wanting to start where we did in 26, but we knew we had Old Faithful from Daytona and knew that it could push or pull really well in the draft. So talked with Darrell before the race and a little bit last night, our other Toyota teammate, and he was back there with me, and we worked great together all day long. Marcus made great calls in the pits. Chris Lamberth, my spotter, did an amazing job. It just, it's so proud when you can win at super speedways. It's always a team effort, but it's just more sentimental because the guys back at the shop, in the fab shop, suspension, assembly room, taking advantage of the stuff that Toyota gives us with TRD and all the great toys to play with at the facility in Salisbury to get better. It's just a dream come true to be able to say that we played the hat dance at Daytona and now Talladega. So can't thank Tom enough for giving me the opportunity that he's given me since joining Red Horse in 2009. We've been able to celebrate some victory lanes together, so hopefully there's more to come.
And Marcus, just talk about how the race unfolded from your view up top the pit box, and maybe how you thought some of the things that the folks on pit road did help get this win.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Tom DeLoach and Timothy. It's been an up and down year, but when you come to victory lane, that's what it's all about. Timothy getting to the top 5 in 5 laps, that really helped my decisions on pit road. The first time we took fuel only, just the tires really don't wear out much here at Talladega. So, and then we had a long green run, and we took 4 under that green flag stop, and we knew from right then that we could do fuel only to the end. It was close. It was 2 laps short, and once we had all those caution laps, it really played in for everybody. It's just really awesome to be here in victory lane at Talladega.
Thank you, Marcus. And Tom, congratulations on today's win. And maybe just talk about the meaning and the significance of this win for the number 17 team.
Thank you. This has been a tough year, as Marcus and Timothy have talked about. Marcus joined us this year, put the 2 high school buddies back together again. So I was waiting all year for the good things to happen. Yesterday, after we qualified 26 with the 17, I was reminded of the old Bear Bryant quote, "Guys, we got them right where we want them now." So it worked out well. These guys work well together. They start a sentence and the other one finishes it. So that's kind of a technique you like to see between your driver and your crew chief. So I think it's worked out very well for us.
And you go to Martinsville next week. So
we go to Martinsville. And, let's see. Who lives close to Martinsville?
Yeah.
Hey, we could have all 22 races there. I wouldn't care.
All right, let's go to Reed, and then we'll go to, looks like Al and Jared. Reed, Al, Jared, go.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For a couple of things. First of all, when you ducked down on the apron, was that just to make sure that you got fuel pickup there going into the green-white checker?
Yes, I wanted to do it in 3 and 4, but there was a lot of trash there. And then coming this last restart, I didn't have any choice. I was trying to be so aggressive getting the fuel back in the box on the backstretch. I about spun the thing out, but it was sputtering. So I had to do everything I could to get fuel in the box instead of air. So these cable-driven fuel pumps are so sensitive when an air pocket gets in there. So yes, we were cutting it close on fuel, but I tried to save as much, and Marcus put us in that position where we could be up front to take advantage of that.
And secondly, I don't know how aware you were of everything that was going on behind you on the green-white checker there, but it went 3 wide and 4 wide in some occasions. How much could you react to that, and how much information from your spotter could you process, and were you aware of?
Chris Lambert was spots for me when we're in conjunction with Cup, and he did a great job from the time that the green flag fell to the checker flag waved. It was system overload, telling me everything, how far they were apart in front of me, how close the guy behind me was, what run was coming to the checkered flag on the outside. We were making our Toyota Tundra as wide as we could. So it feels really good to cross the start-finish line and kind of wipe out missing the Daytona and Talladega Sweep with 100. Yeah, that too. So it just felt really good to go to victory lane.
Let's go to Al, and then Jared, and then Claire.
Yeah, Timothy, Al Muskie from East Alabama Sports Today. With the schedule running down, I think there's 4 or 5 races left, and I know you hadn't won yet this year. Were you thinking with time running out that it might not happen for you this year? And secondarily to that, how important is that to the win-a-year streak that you've got? I think now you've won once, each of the last 6 years now. Can you just speak to both of those?
Well, we started off the year strong right out of the box, and then the end of spring through the summer stretch, it seemed like we couldn't do nothing right. If it wasn't for bad luck, we wouldn't have any luck at all. So, yes, it did cross my mind that races were winding down, and I actually told Tom in Victory Lane the races were winding down, and I was kind of getting a little concerned. But when you come here, it's always a crapshoot. Did I think we coming here that we had a shot to win? Yes, but was that clouded by what could happen here? Absolutely. So, but it all, like I said, in Victory Lane, it all goes back to the big team effort like it is each and every week, but so much here. Everything's just got to fall your way. We showed at Daytona that we were the only truck that could push really well, that we could pull a lane on the outside that no one else could do. And even though we came up short and finished second, we knew we had a little bit still left in our tank to come here to showcase what we could do. So it just worked out good.
And again, I know it's always great to win. The feeling is so good. But is there anything special in your mind about running a string like that where you win at least once every year?
It feels good. That means we're doing something right. And this is one race a year since joining Red Horse. And I've won all 8 races at Red Horse. So hopefully we can keep adding to that.
Let's go to Jared, and then to Claire.
Yeah, Jared Turner, FoxSports.com. Hey, Timothy. Whoa. Okay. So, a couple questions. One question, the tribute to Steve Burns on your truck. If you could talk about that a little bit and what it means to win with that on your truck. And then secondly, what are you going to owe Taylor Malsom? Because he gave you a pretty good push there.
Yeah, he definitely gave us a really good push. And, I can't thank him enough. Our deal with Steve Burns is, all of you know Steve, and it isn't a time that I have seen Steve. He come walking down, and we could be on opposite ends of the garage, and he'll come out of his way to come say hello, and we'd have a great conversation. And I appreciate Tom and everyone at Red Horse Racing allowing us to have Steve ride with us. He's a true friend, not only to this organization, but to every single one in here. So to go to Victory Lane with him riding with us, he was our little guardian angel. So we wish him well, and he's fought it once. I know he can fight it again.
Go ahead, Jared.
Did you expect to get that big of a push from Taylor?
You never expect, but he's wanting to to win and get the best finish possible, he can too. Ryan was side drafting as much as he could, and you never know. I'm glad that we were able to go into turn 3 still somewhat being side by side. That way it kind of stalls out Taylor and Darrell behind them just because of the vehicles being on the outside. So once we broke apart, it kind of stalled them out a little bit, but yet they had another great run coming on the outside, and that's where Chris came into play and told me that they had a little bit of a run, so I tried to manipulate their line by going high. Darrell was down low going, it's just like I said, system overload, and you try to make your tundra as wide as you can, and it paid off today.
Claire?
Claire Beeline, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Timothy, you're such a seasoned veteran that your personality, which is good in the car, is really calm and straight and even. And I'm wondering at the emotion of coming off of a win like this, how big it is for your team. The real emotionals inside of what it means to win at Talladega. And you all scrapped it out today. So coming to the end, you're thinking, okay, we were going to have another restart and, one to go. Talk us through the emotional side of it in your heart.
Well, you're coming down to it, and it's we were talking on the radio. What line do you choose? The outside line seemed, if there were good trucks lined up in it, I would get to push drafting, bump drafting, however you want to call it, and could get the momentum out in front of you, side draft, and bog the inside lane down. But, the yellow line is your friend, and we had better trucks, we felt like, lined up on this last restart coming to the checkered, or green-white checkered, if you will, that could help us get out front. You never know what's going to happen here, and you never know when the next win is coming from the last one. So that's why every moment that you can get to victory lane, you cherish that. And our year hasn't went as well as what we'd like, but the old saying is a win fixes everything. So I'm sure the guys back at the shop are going to be beating on their chest, which they should, because it isn't that we've been running bad due to speed. We've had speed every week. It just goes back to, if it wasn't for bad luck, we'd had no luck. So hopefully the monkey is off of our back. And I think I heard him say that it moved us to 5th in the points. Obviously, we know that the championship might be out of our reach, but who knows? Maybe we could pull a Hornet Day and win the rest of them, and we'll be right back in it. But our main concern is after Homestead, staying over and going to the banquet.
Any other questions? Stan?
Stan Creekmore with Competition Plus. For you, Tom DeLoach. Partly what your driver just said. How much does today help you accept all of the struggles that this team has been through, this year, and to accept that you've made all the right decisions with this team this year?
Well, I can't say I've made all the right decisions, but we just go for batting average, trying to get a number of them right. So what we do is, it's been tough this year. You've been a little bit of a coach, a little bit of a daddy, a little bit of a boss, trying to bring everybody together. Tensions rise because guys are doing their level best, and then bad things happen to you. We kind of went down the list and checked off everything that we could mess up, and we've been very thorough at that. That's part of being racing. Detail, and sometimes some of the things you check off, you check them off because you want to learn not to do them again. So hopefully we're down that list now. I'm on the phone trying to talk about, because one of the traditions at Red Horse is that when we do this, we have a get-together with everybody in the shop, with their spouse. We go to dinner, have a cocktail, and celebrate the win. Everybody's pretty excited about that. And as Timothy mentioned, one of the things that happens when you win, there may have been a little bit of tension, but let me tell you, the win kind of solves everything. Everybody feels much better, because realistically, the guys that built this thing built something that was really special. You come here, it's almost what you unload is what you got. So they built this one. It worked well at Talladega, at Daytona. They polished on it a little bit. It works even better here. Marcus and Timothy did a fantastic job. There was a chatter going around in our hauler today, said either the gas man was going to be the hero or the guy driving the wrecker was going to be the hero. We weren't sure which. So that's just the way it's going to go, because it's going to be quick fuel stops and get out, quick and get out. So it worked out well for us. This is a shot in the arm, heals everything.